This is an ABC color presentation.
In the last episode of Mr. Brown's Basement, a blast from the past is giving static. Speakers that are no squeakers. This player has lost its drive. The most unbelievable is yet to come.
Batman is leaving for Hawaii. Have a nice trip to Hawaii, Batman. Welcome to Mr. Brown's Basement. I'm none other than Mr. Brown. This is a continuation of the Weltron PS804 Boombox repair. If you didn't watch the first half, I invite you to watch it now, so this video makes more sense to you. Let's pick up where we left off. The LEDs I'll be using to replace all 5 bulbs will be diffused warm white 5mm LEDs. I thought it had a stereo light. It has this bulb that looks like it's meant to illuminate the radio dial, but also sits behind the word stereo on the faceplate. I didn't see it on the diagram, so I didn't know what value of current limiting resistor an LED would need. I measured about 6 volts across it when it was on. I determined a series resistor of about 360 ohms gives it the desired brightness. I want all the LEDs to be about the same brightness. The 4 program lights are easy to spot on the diagram. They all have a common lead to +12. Only one is ever on at once, so I could put a resistor into this line if I can find it. If I can't find that line, then each LED will need its own resistor. Pulling out these 2 screws here, that gives me easy access to the 4 program lights. They're all home run wired to some point on the power supply. Can't see where the common is. But that's not a big issue. There's plenty of space for me to put a resistor with each LED. But first, I have to take out the bulbs. I don't want to push it so hard that I break the envelope and then break my skin. I just have to determine the polarity of each one of these with a kilo ohm resistor. These are actually 1 watt, though they really look tiny. It gives me just enough light that it looks like maybe it's an incandescent bulb, not an LED masquerading as an incandescent bulb. Those are my new lamps, and a little bit of heat shrink will make them beautiful. All 4 lamps have been replaced with LEDs. Let me get the power here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now a little dab of silicone to make sure that they don't come out. Some hum was audible in the speakers when I turned it on in the first video. This is a sign that the filter capacitors are not filtering anymore. I won't do a complete recap because I don't think it's needed yet. I'm just going to focus on the capacitors on the power supply board. There are a total of 4 500 microfarad 15 volt capacitors on the power supply board. They're all radial mount. The power supply board is held in with 2 screws. After removing them, there probably won't be a lot of slack, but I won't need much. Here's one of the old electrolytics I pulled out. I've never seen this brand times before. On this capacitor, the positive terminal is marked, but nothing on the negative one. That's not done anymore. On new capacitors, like this one, which I'm using to replace it, the negative is marked, positive is unmarked. That's what's done now, not the other way around. And as you see, I'm using 470s at 25. It's okay to go up in voltage, but certainly not down. And they're replaced. There are other supply bypass caps on the radio boards, but I'm going to leave them alone unless I still have a 60 Hz hum problem. If the belt is the wrong size, it will fall off. If the circumference is too big or too small, or if it's too wide, it will fall off. I was worried that choosing the smaller of the 2 circumferences, I was worried this would be too tight, and it's not. Okay, well, let's give it a test. Unlike a tube set, this is all operating at low voltage, so I don't have to worry about electrocution. It is turning, but there are no speakers attached. Okay, hold on, that would explain why there's no sound at all. Actually, I probably should have 2 speakers hooked up just to determine whether the head is out of alignment, because if the head is out of alignment, then the sound will be stronger or clearer on one side. So yeah, it's going to get both speakers. I can't play much because I don't want a copyright strike, assuming it plays at all. I'm getting lots out of this speaker, but nothing out of this speaker. Is it the speaker or the amp? Let's try it on radio and see. It wasn't all the way in. Okay. So let's try 8-track again. Yeah. Sounds great. The belt is riding nicely. So the belt is the right size. All tape players require periodic cleaning because tape leaves a residue as it brushes up against stationary parts. What we have is the tape head, the pickup, right over there. And we have the capstan right over there. If the capstan gets really dirty, usually with graphite, which they use as a lubricant for the tape, then the tape will momentarily stick to the capstan and wrap around it. And that's a bad thing because the next moment the tape is going to be around the capstan and that'll be the end of that tape. The other thing that needs to be cleaned are these contacts here. These contacts are engaged by a metallic strip where the tape loop is joined. This causes the tape head to shift to the next position to change the program without having to use the program button. They're cleaned with alcohol and a Q-tip. To get in here easily, I use these 5 or 6 inch Q-tips. They're the sort of thing that your doctor might use. We're not going to do any throat swabs today. We're just going to clean the tape head. The tape head's pretty clean, and the capstan is not. Not surprising. That's the tape lubricant all over the capstan. That's normal. Normal for 8-track. Compact cassette. Capstans get dirty too, but not usually this dirty. Yeah, that's filthy. I don't think it was ever cleaned before. Spend a moment to clean the contacts. Keep cleaning until you don't collect any more black or brown residue on the swab. Cleaning the head, the contacts, and the capstan took approximately a dozen swabs. If you do periodic cleaning of your player, it will never get this bad. Originally, this was either a matte or glossy black, probably a matte black. It probably said 8-track stereo or something like that on it, and that's long, long gone. I'm not going to try painting it. I'm going to see if I can get any black Mac tack to go right over here. I can see why it wears out, because every time you stick in a cassette, it rubs up against it here. This is it. It's not Mac tack brand, but it's Mac tack. It's like shelf paper. It should have these lines to make it easy to make square corners. There's a screw here and a screw here with a spring. There's only a spring on one side. And cover this with Mac tack. I think it's bent quite badly. I'm going to see if I can straighten it out. There is the door. And yeah, it's got quite a bend in it. Okay, a little bit better. As I look at it and say, no, not that much better. A bit better. It's been wrapped. You need to leave maybe 3/8 of an inch to wrap around the back because it won't stick and stay if you don't. Strange. It looks like a bat. Must be my imagination. The first time I tried it, it was crackly, just a little bit. So I'm going to plug it in and try it with the speaker again and see if it still is, and if necessary, give it a shot of deoxit.
Coast Square comes alive, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. with fresh local produce. Delicious.
there's no need for the offset.
Handcrafted goods and more.
And that leaves the plate at the back that was missing. This plate over here. I wanted to fashion something to cover that. I found this image on the internet in August when I did the first video. I haven't been able to find something better. This gave me something to work from. I've got the right size. I just need to have this printed on a piece of plastic rather than paper. And then I can glue that on the back. The simplest solution was to convert my artwork into a JPEG and send it to Walmart to print it on photographic paper. It didn't turn out too badly. It should be a lot easier to get it back together than it was to get it apart. Here's a disconnect that I put onto the meter connection. And these are called JST connectors. It stands for Japan Solderless Terminal. They're very versatile, and you can actually buy these off Amazon. I got these in a bag of 20. I need to put some new Velcro in this cup. Maybe that's why the speaker liked to fall out before. There's always something unexpected. This speaker doesn't work very well because this connection is iffy. This is actually just a boot that was slid on when it was manufactured. This is the problem. A bad solder joint on the ground. So I should be able to reattach that and then slide this back on. This is why there was intermittent audio. Problem solved. Here's a better view of what this light does. So if I hit a stereo station, the light gets brighter. I don't know if this was the intended effect for this lamp, but I like the fact the dial is illuminated at all times.
Were in fact British, one being Jethro Tull. Their first 3 records were nothing but blues. The other being
Let's try
Fleetwood
tape.
Mac. And this is the full circle.
The lamp stays lit, illuminating the dial even when the tape player's on. I can't play any more than about that much. Oh, I'm very happy with this. Works great. As good as new, maybe a little bit better. And this looks sharp too. Very nice. I hope you enjoyed this video from Mr. Brown's Basement on the Weltron PS-804 Boombox. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe to Mr. Brown's Basement for more interesting and unusual videos. Wait, what's this? Batman's Hawaiian Lei? What's it doing here? Perhaps Batman never went on his vacation after all. Batman and his pestiferous pipsqueak partner have been trying to connect me with the brilliant supervillain, Dr. Degausser. The dynamic dimwits will be no match after I've lured them to my dodgy den for their dishonorable destruction. Yeah.
Meanwhile, deep below stately Wayne Manor in the Batcave Lounge, Batman was preparing the Bat-depolarizer for that terror of televisions, that rapscallion of radios, the devious and diabolical Dr. Degausser. Be sure to like and subscribe, and return here next week. Same channel, same time.